Hi, my name's Karen Kapsanis. I'm with the Journal of Protective Coatings and Linings. I am here with Gail Warner, Material Process Engineer for Newport News Shipbuilding, which is a division of Huntington Ingalls Industries. What kinds of work with coatings do you do?
I'm currently assigned to the new construction carrier program, and I'm responsible for coatings for the carrier. I select coatings within a framework of what the Navy has approved for the coatings that we can use on the ship. I respond to questions from vendors. There's millions of widgets that go into making an aircraft carrier, so we have a lot of subcontractors that make items, and they come in already painted or powder coated. So we also deal with them. I also deal with other engineering departments because they have drawings that have coating information on them. We review them, make corrections, give advice. We also provide support for cost estimating. My area responsibility has kind of changed over the past few years as we go from starting the program and developing specifications, doing drawings, writing procedures, and now we're doing waterfront support. We have a general foreman that's responsible for all the coatings on the ship. He has a staff of people that work for him, QA people, inspectors, painters, blasters. So we have specific requirements for them to follow, either in the drawing, the paint drawing, or in the procedures. Sometimes things don't go quite as planned. They call us anytime they have a question about basically anything. They may have a problem with the inspectors not approving the work they did, and they need guidance on what to do next. They'll send us paperwork to say this happened, what should we do, what's your advice. Sometimes it involves repair, sometimes it involves rework, sometimes things get accepted by the government as is. So that's what I mean by waterfront support.
What do you find most rewarding or even most surprising about the kind of work that you're doing in the industry so far?
I guess what's most surprising to me is how little the average person knows about coatings. When I started in coatings and people would say, oh, you're working paint, it's just paint, and it's all gray, and so what would you do all day? And it's just so hard to explain, but I still every day am amazed at how complex this industry is. That's the one thing I enjoy about it, is I learn something new pretty much every day. You can never learn everything there is to know about coatings. It still surprises me how complicated it is, continues to be, and it gets more and more complex, I think, as we go along.
What kinds of changes would you like to see in just the coatings industry aspect of your work that would help you in your job, or that might help the industry at large?
One thing that would help myself and all the owners, because we're considered a facility owner, is more emphasis on coatings and corrosion in the civil engineering programs, the structural engineering programs. There are little things on the ships that cause maintenance issues that I think could be avoided if there was more emphasis in the initial design. The other thing I would like to see is, one of my pet peeves is the coating manufacturer's product data sheets. Some of them are very well written and very well organized and easy to read. Others are not. And it makes it very difficult for me to provide guidance to the trades as to what to do. I'd like to see more consistency in the data sheets that are provided, like more of a standardization. I'd also like to see, another thing I'd like to see, which I hope SSPC can be involved in, we have a very difficult time recruiting engineers that have any kind of coatings background, so it's usually a learn it on the job kind of thing. And it would be very helpful if there were more programs out there to grow more coding professionals.
It sounds like you have a long work day, a lot of work. What do you do for fun?
Gardening is something I just do for fun, and I really enjoy it. And the Master Gardeners is a great group. I meet a lot of nice people. I occasionally go to Master Gardener College, which some people say more school, but I really enjoy it. The other thing that I do for fun, my husband and I travel quite a bit. We went to Ireland this year for a couple of weeks. We loved that. We've been to Scotland, England. We took a cruise through the Panama Canal, a cruise to Alaska. We spent a couple of weeks in Hawaii. We just love seeing other parts of the world.
So I have to ask you, when you're on a cruise, are you looking at the paint? Are you looking at the corrosion? Are you looking at the design and thinking, gosh, if they would have just done this, they could have avoided this problem? Because I can't pass a bridge without looking at the paint.
Sure, I look at all that stuff. It's an occupational hazard. It's sort of obsessive-compulsive kind of thing, I think. And then also working in the shipbuilding industry, I watch movies that have to do with the Navy or ships, and I pick apart the things in the movie that aren't technically correct, and any kind of paint I look at, not just paint on a ship like a cruise ship. Anytime I'm driving around and I see paint flaking off, I look at it and they should have done this, but I try to, control myself because it is just paint.